class, I'm Samantha Young, and I want to inform you about PTSD and places to get help. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a serious mental disorder that many people do not understand. In the military, there are many cases not only from people returning from combat, but from other traumas like sexual assault, car wrecks, natural disasters. A lot of us in the class are in the military, and PTSD is a big issue that the military has had for a long time. How many of you have been involved with PTSD in some way? I have a personal experience with it. I grew up with my dad having an undiagnosed case of PTSD resulting from Vietnam. Like I said before, I want to inform you about PTSD and where to find help. In the next part of my speech, I will tell you what PTSD is and what are some causes and symptoms. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, PTSD develops after a terrifying ordeal that involves physical harm or the threat of physical harm. PTSD was first brought to the public's attention in relation to war veterans, but it can result from a variety of traumatic incidents, such as being mugged, raped, torture, being kidnapped or held captive, child abuse, car accidents, train wrecks, plane crashes, bombings, or natural disasters such as flooding or earthquakes. Obviously, there are many things that could happen to a person. These are only a small amount. Most people who have been through a traumatic event need time to cope, but if the symptoms like reliving the event last longer than 3 or so months, then it could be PTSD. Some other symptoms include avoiding situations that remind a person of an event, negative changes in beliefs and feelings, jittery or always looking for danger, and in extreme cases, suicidal behavior. There are many causes and symptoms related to PTSD. Now I'll tell you about some of the research being done and where someone can find help. The Department of Veteran Affairs has a few different research projects going on to help diagnose and cure or prevent PTSD. They have a specific section for women. It focuses on how women deal with stresses related to the military, along with preventing things like sexual assault from happening, since that is one of the main causes for women developing PTSD after joining the military. Another study program is comparative effectiveness research in veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. They are trying to determine when in a person's life the PTSD started, and with hopes to use that to treat, care for, or prevent it. In the VA website, there are many things a person can find to learn and get help with PTSD. They even have a suicide prevention lifeline, 1-800-273-8255, listed along with contact the Veteran Crisis Line, 1-800-273-8255. You press 1 and you can talk to confidential veterans chat with a counselor, and it's posted on http://www.ptsd.va.gov. As you can see, there's so much research being done and many people working to support people who need it. I told you about some of what PTSD is and what are some events that could lead to the disorder, along with some symptoms. I also talked about some of the research that is being done to understand, treat, and prevent PTSD in the present and the future. Last, I've told you where you can go for more information and help in dealing with PTSD. In closing, I hope none of you ever have to deal with PTSD, but if you do, I hope the information I have given will help. Thank you for your time.